All right, big spring contest time. I know I'm a little late, like 9 days late starting, but I figured, what the hell? It's time to start. So, without further ado, I'm doing the Titanic from Academy in 1/700th scale. Let me tell you, this sucker is tiny. What we have here is here's the main hull, already in color, but of course I'm going to paint it, so that's not going to matter. But, you know, if it ever gets chipped, at least it'll be the right color underneath, right? Some fairly extensive directions here. Yeah, see, there we go, directions. I would say I would be using magnifying glass, and I'm thinking about going to get an optivisor. So here's some more parts. We got the decking and some railings, which I won't be using, some poles, which I probably will be using, and the propellers and the base, and then a white sprue of mostly railings, and there's some windows. Here are the smokestacks. Actually, these are the bottom parts of the smokestacks. The top parts are black over here. So I looked at this and I said, all right, this is pretty cool. My wife likes the Titanic, so the real boat, not the movie. I'm safe. Let's see. So we've got all these parts, and I was like, all right, it's pretty cool. It's very detailed. I don't see any flash at all on the model. However, when you do 1/700, you're going to get things that are way out of scale, like the railings and the ladders and whatnot. So I went on Tom's Model Works, and I ordered the brass, photo etch brass. And here's the railings. Really, really tiny. I don't know if you can even see that on the camera. Railings and ladders, and then there was an auxiliary set that had the cranes and some antenna work and some additional hatches and all kinds of really good stuff in that one. And because I saw it, I was like, well, 1/700 is tiny, right? I've seen the 1/350 that people put on their refits. Tom's Model Works actually has 1/700th people. Okay, to give you an idea, the old AMT refit Enterprise is what, 1/537th? So these are smaller than the people would be for that. And so there's a little photo etch there to make my eyes go absolutely batty. So this is my contest entry, and I'm gonna start working on it. By the way, I've hardly ever touched photo etch. I used a little bit for a custom build that I did of a Cessna aircraft that my friend's father actually has the real aircraft, so I made a model of his aircraft. And I really don't think I've used photo etch. Well, was there photo? There might have been some photo etch in the Millennium Falcon. I'll have to go back and check. But not much. This is crazy stuff. This is like folding, and had a great experience ordering from Tom's Model Works. I had ordered the photo etch on a credit card that was one of those Verizon gift cards that came from upgrading my phone. Actually, I upgraded my wife's phone. And I placed the order. He put these in the mail. I got the notification they were in the mail. And 2 days later, I got a message. Your credit card got declined. So I said, all right. He offered right away to take PayPal. So I just, all right, send me an invoice and I'll pay the invoice. And I did that right away. And but he went so far as to answer my question as to which credit card I had used, because we had just paid off all our credit cards and I wanted to know which one was being denied. So he sent me the numbers, and then that clicked with me that I had used the gift card. And I called, and instead of being a $50 gift card with nothing charged on it yet, it was a $50 gift card with $1.50 left on it. So he handled it very professionally. His email communication was awesome. And from looking at this work, I would highly recommend going to Tom's Model Works for any photo etch. If you guys know of any other choices, let me know. These were the only ones I could find for the Titanic and 700. So without further ado, I can start opening up some plastic. Well, after a quick bath, we gave her a nice coat of primer. So now I get to wait. I've already started. Tomorrow I will start doing some detail paint on the first assembly pieces, which will be, sorry for the quick transition there, but we're going to do the bow area, and it looks like these are going to be replaced with photo etch. And I don't know about this one. That may or may not be in the photo etch. But I'll actually be able to do some building, which means I've got to paint wood, black metal, and some white before I can build. Or yeah, no, I have to do that. The white of the building before I build, because the decking is all wood with some detail paint inside. So that'll be it for today. Unfortunately, I didn't get very far because primer's got to dry before you can put other paint on it. And with the ship model I'm learning, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. So I better hurry up because I got a lot of waiting to do, and we only have 3 months. See you next time. Alright, today is the day for drilling. We have the bottom hull here, and in Academy's wonderful decision, they've just made little indentations where all of the windows are. There seems to be 2 or maybe 3 different sizes. It looks just like 2 here on this portion. So I'm going to be using my Dremel stylus with the bit, the bit holder that replaces the collet my wife just bought me, and some dental drilling bits. Some of these are for grinding, some of these are for drilling, and they do have all the way down to super tiny drill. Let's see, there's this drill, and this drill, and then the one that's on the Dremel. Oh, is that? Yeah, it is a drill. Okay. And then there's these other ones that are for grinding, that just have bumps instead of a corkscrew effect. So I'm going to be using that. And I just found out that my Dremel stylus was not charged, so I've got to put that back on the charger for a little while, hopefully not too long. Now, while I was waiting for the paint, the primer to dry, I whipped out some of my wife's reference material. I've got the Titanic Illustrated Story, which I won't go into full detail, but I'll be using that picture for my reference. It's a painting, but it does show where all the windows are, and it gives me an idea that the windows are probably lit with a yellow cast to them, so I'll be using mostly yellow LEDs. And then I also looked at this, the Titanic in Photography, and just in case, I have this book on the Titanic. My wife really likes the Titanic, so she had lots of reference material for me. So, as soon as the Dremel is charged up, it's time to do a little drilling. Okay, we're starting some work here, and these stairs need to come out. And they're replaced with these photo etch stairs. with nice railings. Now, what I've done so far is on this piece, I've cut those out and I filled in with some putty and given it a little bit of the darker color that I'm using as a base, because it's going to be shadowed underneath the stairs. Now, I've made some mistakes on hitting some of the painted areas. I shouldn't have painted this yet, but so I'll have to be doing some touch-up work. And this is what it looks like when you cut it out. Now, what I'm using is an old rusty blade, which is still sharp, believe it or not, a chisel blade to cut them out. And to get into the detail pieces, I have this sharp, smaller blade. And then for really fine touch-up, I have a standard blade. So, I mean, you all have this knife, so you know how small the knife is. So you can see how small these details are, especially when you get into these stairs at the tip of an X-Acto knife. These are crazy small. So I'm going to finish removing these stairs. There's 4 on this piece. There was 3 on this piece. And then I am going to finish taking out stairs and making them. And, they say don't do photo etch until you're ready to actually connect it to the model. I had to do one so that I know what I'm getting myself into. I think I can do it. We shall see. I do still have some cleanup to do on this piece where I had removed the stairs. But once I put the stairs in place, let's see if I can fake that for a second here. I think it's going to look really nice. Alright, so that's the update for now. Let's see how far I get. Okay, one thing you need to know about how I'm doing this is after I cut out the stairs, I put some blue painter's tape on there, and then I'm using the red Bondo putty to fill them in. I did try and take blue off right away, and of course that pulls up the Bondo, so gotta let that dry a little bit. But I was able to actually get my first set of stairs installed. Focus. So I think that looks millions of times better than the plastic that was there. And after all the detail painting is done, we'll get it even better. Now, one thing you might notice is I started to put some striations in the wood planking to give it a little bit of variation, plank by plank. I'm still going to do a wash over this so it'll bring out the detail a little bit better. But first, I have to finish the other 2 stairs on this piece, and then there's a bunch of detail painting. Like these are definitely not wood. I'll have to look, but I believe they're cast iron black. So I have to put those on, and then there's some other pieces that go on here, some portholes and a crane, and still have to look to see if that crane is something that needs to be replaced with photo etch. But for my first piece of photo etch, I think it looks pretty cool. Here, after installing the new set of stairs, which is a little bit crooked, needs to be cleaned up, I put the old one that I cut out next to it so you can see the incredible difference in realism and switching from the plastic part to photo etch. Very, very nice.